Okay, so this is the Silver Stack of the Month video for July of 2016. This year is really flying by, and as you can see, this month's stack is much smaller than some of the previous months, and that is basically due to the price of silver. Currently it's going above $20 an ounce, between $20 and $21 per ounce, and that's pretty close to my cutoff. So what I'm actually doing is just in a holding pattern, just seeing whether the prices drop, stay the same, or go up. If they continue to rise, I'll probably still buy some along and along, but just not in the quantities that I had been buying them when the prices were low. And perhaps I'll demonstrate why a little later. But for now, from Anonymous Mint, we got the Loki round, and this is the last of the Norse Gods series. And that's kind of what I've focused on this month more than anything. So I have a lot of collectibles, and these were actually, some of these were actually purchased or ordered in late June but arrived in July. And this is from the Silverbug collection, 1 troy ounce. 999 fine silver. Very interesting coin, and I believe this fairy goes by the name of Alex. There you go. The certificate of authenticity. This is well, I actually purchased 2, so this certificate is for 1202 of 10,000. And this happens to be the one in my hand, 1202. Always like the Silverbug designs, and I will probably continue to get them even if the price goes up. They are collectibles, or at least I treat them as collectibles, and it's not just the silver value that I buy them for. Okay, and this skeletal guy here is from the Monarch Precious Metals. It's 3 troy ounce, 999 fine silver, stamped 2016. And this is antiqued silver. And always have fascination with things, skulls, skeletons, and things of the sort. And that would be a nice round, or I'm sorry, round. That'd be a nice bar for like the Halloween time. I'm surprised they didn't save it till Halloween. But in any case, I picked up 2 of them, and the prices skyrocketed shortly after I purchased them. I think between the time I purchased them and received them, around the Brexit time. Okay, and this is the Scottsdale Mint, the Biblical series, and this is the Good Samaritan. As you can see, the Samaritan is taking the beaten individual from the horseback and probably taking him to the inn. You can see perhaps some feet there on the side there, perhaps the innkeeper or some other standby person. The Good Samaritan. And this is 2 troy ounces, 999 fine silver, Niue. Okay, and from Monarch Precious Metals, I have just 5 of the 110 ounce newly designed salmon round. And I think I've mentioned before that I usually buy some small fractional silver just to round out orders, try to get some round figures going on there For instance, if it's close to $100 and, you know, I can get a couple small ones just to round it out to $100 or something. Okay, we have one from the the Royal Mint Refinery, RMR. This is the shield, silver shield with the Union Jack and the Old Glory Star Spangled Banner within the shield. Beautiful round, and as I said, this is my go-to generic. But I haven't gone to it recently. Okay, these are two separate, I believe these are the Silver Shield series. And this one, Oligarchy. You vote, we win. And you see the symbol there. I don't know, perhaps Illuminati or some other shady organization. Perhaps the Masons or whatever. But I think the theory behind that, 1 troy ounce, 999 fine silver, 2016 Silver Shield. I think the theory behind that is that if you vote, it doesn't really matter who you vote for. Both of them are beholden to big business. So you vote, they win. I don't know if I necessarily subscribe to that, but sometimes it's hard to argue against it as well. Nevertheless, you should always vote, even if they win, because it's pretty much one of the only voices that we have. And of course, Year of the Monkey. You see this woman has a monkey on her back, and the monkey is probably dead. Alright. And it looks like the monkey is actually holding the chain. Very interesting. Year of the Monkey 2016. Once again, Silver Shield Collection, 1 troy ounce, 999 fine, 2016. Yeah, I like political themes, social political themes. Alright, and here we have Anubis. Managed to squeeze one Anubis in during the month. Prices are still, you know, because when I first got them, they were like 40, maybe call them 42, 43 bucks, and then it shot up to about 50 a piece. And you know, that's a little bit of a stretch for the time being. I don't want to buy into a rising market too much, just in case it comes down. But also, I don't want to miss out on a very beautiful round for my collection. This is the third one that I had. I purchased 2 in the previous months. And this is, of course, 2 ounces. Okay, this is also something from Monarch Precious Metals, 5 grams, 999 fine silver. Just something to round out the order. Probably when I bought these 2, I bought these as well. And last but not least, for the physical silver, I purchased 3 of the Walking Liberties here, or the Silver Eagles, I'm sorry. Okay, so I purchased 3 of these. This was the first time in a long time, this year was the first time in a long time that I actually purchased any Silver Eagles. And as expected, or as I should have expected, the prices started to shoot up. So each one of these is now in excess of $21 an ounce. And the holding pattern says to wait. Okay, so that is the physical portion of my silver stack. But I'm just going to go over these really quickly because this video is getting longer than I anticipated. Okay, so this is just a tabulation of my the DBS ETF. That's the symbol DBS. That was in my Roth IRA. And this shows all the silver that I purchased and or sold in my IRA. And and I started buying it in 2008. 15 shares, $33.72 price per share. And then it goes down, 33.5, 26.7, 23.79. Then I didn't buy any between, looks like February of 2009 and June of 2010. And in that time, it went from $23 an ounce up to $34 an ounce. That was a good time to sell. Sold it. This was the cost of all the silver I had purchased up to then. That's what I sold it for, and that is my profit, $445. Yeah, I'll take it. It's a Roth IRA. It's for my retirement, and no taxes on that gain. And of course, when you see prices moving, in 2010 it went from 34 to 48. I thought I was missing the boat, man. I said, man, if I had waited a little while longer, I could have had an extra 14 bucks. I mean, the sky's the limit with this stuff. Let me buy back in. So I bought back in, $10 a share and $489. But just contrast that to the 11 shares that I purchased in 2008 at 26. So $294 versus, I mean, that's 200 more bucks for one less ounce. You know? And then, you know, it's like, oh man, it's going to $100 an ounce. Let me buy a little more. I can squeeze a little bit more out of there. Let me buy 4 ounces. And then it just got too high. I think it went up to like 60 some odd, or maybe even a little higher. And I said, nah, I can't do it. And then the slow decline begins. So I buy $20, 20 more ounces, thinking that maybe it's going to stabilize there. And if it goes back up, I can get a bounce out of that and get a profit, because right now I'm losing. Okay, I lost $15 an ounce here, so I'm losing. I lost $26 an ounce here, so I'm losing. So you buy back in, trying to get a little bit more. Maybe it bounces, makes up the difference. Nope. So I stopped. A year later, it's down to 27. Buy 20 more, maybe it'll bounce. Now, from the height, I've lost $21 an ounce. Okay, and now finally, 2015, it got down to a point where I could probably start to turn a profit if it turns up again. So I bumped 50, that's 50 shares at $22.36 an ounce. $1,100, almost 1,200 bucks, and squeeze a little bit more out of there before it rises back up again. Got 7, so got 111 ounces, and finally creeps up back to my sell zone, which was between 30 and 32 an ounce. So I squeeze all of that out the account, turn a profit of around 300 bucks. Looked a lot better, and the only reason why I managed to do that was because I pumped a crap load of money into it when it was fairly low, so that when it finally did bounce, I could realize a gain, because I was getting kind of tired of waiting for it to go back up. You see, that's a 6-year span, almost 5.5 years, and it's not even really approaching where it was before, not let alone this. So it's like, look, man, this stuff is stagnating. Let me go and take this money and put it into something else that might actually grow, pay a dividend, or whatever the case might be. And that's one of the reasons why I have put a ceiling on when I buy back in or when I sell. I like to sell high, of course, get the most out of it. But I don't want to buy too much into a rising market, because that's exactly what I did here. You know, you see this difference, you know, that's what, 14 bucks. Man, you know, that's a lot of money per share. I had 70 shares, an extra 14 bucks. I mean, that's, what, 700 bucks or something like that? You know what I mean? I just threw away 700 bucks. So, you know, buy back in, and bam, you know, it goes a little higher, and then the bottom drops out. And that's why I'm waiting around to see exactly what happens before I put too much more money into physical silver. Well, this is a longer video than I expected, but yeah, I'm just, you know, trying to show you that, you know, there's many ways to buy silver, hold silver, and one of the reasons why I insist on having, for my own personal, you know, state of mind, buy and sell points. You know, that kind of takes all the guesswork out of it. And once it's sold, now I haven't really looked back. I mean, this is just, you know, slightly, you know, pretty close to a month ago that I sold this. But I haven't looked back. I'm not looking at silver right now in terms of adding it to my ETF. You know, I'll keep a track on it. And when it goes back down to 22, then I'll consider buying back in. But in the meantime, I just took the profits, turned them over into something else that's paying a dividend. And I'm happy about it. Okay, so once again, thanks for watching. And if any of you guys invest in ETFs or silver stocks or any other precious metal stocks, or matter of fact, even any other commodity in terms of stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, you know, let's discuss that as well. I always like to hear different ways of investing and trying to grow money. Thanks. Bye-bye.